Welcome to Garth's Graveyard Garage. Don't have a lot of projects going on this week, so I figured we'd take this video to update you and kind of fill you in on where we are and possibly answer some questions that we get asked a lot. So here we go. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody had a fantastic week, fantastic weekend. Yeah, didn't do a lot this week. The only thing we've really done is the old green monster here is got that power plant ripped out. And for everybody in the comments on the last video that said, hey, get that grill guard deer smasher off the front of this truck to put on the Avalanche, it's shot. It's, well, one, I cut pieces of this to build the bumper on Zombug. But the reason I did that is because it's all busted up, bent, broken, and this style of grill guard, they're kind of junk, because if you hit something too hard, it takes your bumper, your grill, everything right into the front of your truck. What you want is a full bumper replacement with grill guard that's reinforced and mounted to your frame of your vehicle, like Swamp Thing over there. I plowed into a Mercedes and totaled it, and it didn't put a scratch on that thing. So, and if you're wondering, it was a punk kid who decided to brake check me in a big truck. He lost. He also had to pay out of his own pocket for his insurance, because it's illegal to brake check people when you catch it on dash cam, anyways, in Texas. So yeah, there's not a lot of brake checking around here. If they do, it's somebody ignorant, especially in a little plastic Mercedes against a big old truck. Sorry about that. Got interrupted by a phone call from the Iceman. Let him know, come get this thing. By the time you see this video, it'll probably be too late for you to say you want any parts off of it. Oh, and then the people that asked about the spotlight, it doesn't work. It's broken, the handle's stripped out, it's junk. So, junk, it's all junk. So it's going bye-bye. Clyde finally got this old bent drive shaft off of here. I just need to take it over to Buda, Texas is where I was told to take it. There's a driveline place over there that will fix that drive shaft up for me, so we can finally get Clyde on the road. But I know a lot of you probably want to see the progress of this thing. So I did a base tune. I programmed one, main parameters, you know, air, fuel, that, just to get it to idle. So let's see, cold start right now. Let's see how it does. I set the idle to where it's higher at cold start, and then it'll slowly drop down. I think I set the RPMs to once it's warmed up to run about 750. Gives it a real nice lope. I do need to figure out brakes. I don't know what's going on with that. The light triggers almost after it starts up, but there's something going on with the four-wheel drive and the brakes, so computer junk. But anyways, I've at least got a base tuned, or at least I can move it around if I need to. In fact, I mean, it's parked over here now. It drove over here under its own power. I've got a company out of Michigan that's going to do a custom tune on this for me and get it dialed in. And for those asking about doing a proper burnout once it's running, we'll probably do that. We are going to need new tires on this, so wouldn't hurt to, you know, burn these up a little bit. But let's move on to the next thing we're going to talk about. Oh, and then we're still, of course, working on Bella. That's the hood to the green monster over there. But yeah, we're still working on Bella, waiting on Chris to come assist, and we got to get more parts, and then we're gonna start doing body work and getting all the little things to put that back on the road. But I've driven it kind of around here, and thing runs great. But let's move on to, I'll show you what we're doing. I'll officially let the cat out of the bag with what we're doing with that LS I pulled out of the green truck. So give me just a second. All right, we are in the garage, and a friend of mine was cleaning out her garage, and her ex-husband had left a bunch of car junk in the garage, and in one of the boxes that she was trying to basically clean out her garage, there was a brand new engine stand still in the box. So that worked out nicely. She said, hey, do you want another engine stand? And I'm like, I can always use another engine stand. And then I've got supposedly 2 more coming. But here's the LS out of the green truck. Great running little engine. Does have a lot of miles on it, so we are going to tear it down, go through it. I want to cam it out and everything else. And yeah, got some plans for this, and I'll show you in just a minute what we're going to do with that. But while we're in here, in my little graveyard of engines laying everywhere, this one, this little 350, that's the intake that actually came off of Bella. But this little 350, and there's a, up in there, a turbo 350 transmission with a shift kit. Now, if you watched the other video where me and my daughter went out to the graveyard and she picked out that little Nova, she had said, hey, can we pull that little 4-cylinder out of there and small block swap it? And I said, you know what? We've got a 350 and a transmission that'll bolt right in there. They make an adapter kit for that 350. It's a different oil pan because there's a cross member in that 63 Nova. And so you have to change out the oil pan and the motor mounts. But we're going to build out that 350, put a cam in it. I've got some carbs laying around. We're gonna make it a nice little sleeper for her. Nothing too crazy because she does still want gas mileage, so we won't go as crazy as we did like with the Avalanche, but we'll give it a nice lope. But let me show you now what we're gonna do with that LS engine. This is what that LS is gonna go in. The old Hulk truck. Now, before you start telling me, don't LS swap that, blah, 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 because I know there's a lot of people that hate on LS swapping. We're going to do something different. It's something I've seen done, I've never done myself. We're going to put the LS in here, bolt it up to this turbo 350 transmission, but we're going to convert it backwards. So we're going to do electronic ignition, you know, probably MSD or Holley or something, and carburate it and cam it out. And so it's going to be old school, but it'll be serpentine, power steering, air conditioning, all that kind of stuff. But I want to keep that retro look, so we're going to take off all the fuel injection and everything, which is also nice because I don't have to mess with putting the electric fuel pump on it or any of that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to do with that. We're going to modernize it a little bit, but with a retro feel to it. And I'm pretty stoked because I love doing things I've never done before. And that's one, carbureting an old LS engine. And they make some really killer intakes and stuff like that. So it'll look pretty good, I think, and it'll run good. Now that LS is not, it's a 4.8, which you can pull some power out of 4/8, you know, just because it's not the 5.3 or whatever. What are you doing, Muppet? Playing on the broken trampoline. I had a storm come through and knock a branch down and landed right on the net, but I think I just take the net off of it. It's not like we used those when we were kids. If you bounced and flew off, you flew off. That's how you gain character. This one, the old Satellite, that's going to be a Roadrunner tribute car. Been sitting on that for a while. I do have a 440 block in the garage, but if you remember, or if you watched the video at the motorhome graveyard, there's like 5 440s out there with transmissions. One of them has already been stripped, so it's just a frame with the engine and transmission exposed. So might snag that to put in here. So we might do that. And then of course, the Chevy Love. This is our 100,000 sub truck giveaway. Yeah, which is why we haven't been messing with it lately, because we still got a little ways to go. We got roughly, what, 80, almost 84,000 subs we need to go. But we're going to fix this thing up. It's not going to just be a, you know, as it looks. We want to do some things to it, bring it around, maybe do a lift on it, some other things, fix up the interior. You know, and it's only got 50-something thousand original miles on it. It's a good running little truck. Do need to get the fuel tank out of it because it's still running on an external tank and I haven't gotten around to that. But yeah, let's go talk about the old motorhome that's now known as Robin. Not from Batman, but because of the movie with Robin Williams, RV. So that's Robin. We need to talk about Robin for a second because, yeah, I don't know what went wrong with this thing, because the last video you saw, it was running good, it was purring. Well, the other day I decided to come out here, threw a battery back in it, and was going to start it up and go through it, and there's some major stuff happening in this engine. Clanking, I don't know if we bent a push rod, if a valve got stuck, I don't know, something happened. And pulled the carb off, sprayed some fluid down in there, and at first it wasn't getting fuel. I couldn't figure that out. Tapped on the throttle body, and then all of a sudden the jet started working, so they were just stuck. And then it shot flames straight out, and they landed up here. I mean, it blew some very big flames out of there, and luckily my face wasn't, you know, over that. But yeah. So we're going to have to do some work on this, figure out why that happened. So we'll start by, of course, pulling off the valve covers, looking at the rocker assembly, more diagnosis on this thing. But it's just really weird how this thing was just purring, running great, starting right up, and then I let it sit for a couple of months, and then that happened. So I don't know what happened. But in the meantime, power is hooked up to it. We've got some people and friends coming into town for my oldest daughter's wedding, so they're going to crash in here because, hey, it's got AC and heat and everything, and it's, you know, it's cozy. There's no mold, no smell, no funk. It smells like a motorhome. So yeah, it's for right now. It's just going to be a little guest spot for people coming into town. But okay, let's walk out and see what else we got going on. Now the old Sanrail Dune Buggy, took a pause on that. This thing runs perfect. You know, if you watch the video, this is the engine out of that Volkswagen thing. The problem we have with it is the transmission is shot. So unfortunately, all the spare transmissions I had, at the time I wasn't needing, and I gave them away or scrapped them or just got rid of them. So unfortunately, yeah, I guess I should have kept the transmission out of the Volkswagen thing because it would have worked. The little Dune Buggy is just kind of thrown out here. Don't know what we're doing with this shit, the little Vaquero. I do currently have it listed for sale. If it doesn't sell, then I'll probably fix it, but there it is. You know, I'm not 100% if I'm ever going to do anything with this yet. took the wheels off of it, of course, and put them on the dune buggy. But yeah, the little red Beetle still sitting here. It needs a whole new floor pan, so the body is going to have to come off of that. It's Flintstones right now. And this old 92 Ford Explorer 4x4 with 85,000 original miles. I had originally bought that to pull the engine out of it and put in the Zombug, but now I want to put a V8 in it. So now I don't know what to do with that. It runs and drives, but it leaks everything. I mean, it dumps oil. I think it's got fuel leaks. Definitely has vacuum leaks. And I've never really been a fan of those things. One idea was turning it into a Jurassic Park Ford Explorer, because that's the same year model and everything from the movie. And it'd be fun, you know, modify it, put a glass roof on it. But yeah, so that's what's going on out here. Slowly getting rid of vehicles, because trying to make room for all the other ones that might be coming out here, like the Falcon, which is coming here, the Nova, possibly that Fairlane, and a couple others I keep going back and forth on. That 49 Chevy Coupe, maybe. But yeah, so we're trying to make room. That's why I'm trying to get rid of stuff. That's why the green truck's finally going bye-bye, because I need the space. Actually going to be selling the Camaro too, because one, I never drive it, and two, I'm too scared to drive it. I've already been hit in it once. We've got deer out here, wild hogs, all kinds of things you constantly have to dodge, which is why you notice every time you see me I'm driving a truck, because and the people out here can't drive worth a darn. Stop sign runners, speeders, illegally passing and turning lanes, just, yeah, bad drivers. Hence the Mercedes I totaled with my truck. But it's already been hit once. I had to have the whole passenger side of the car basically replaced. And I just don't want to do that anymore. It's too nice of a car, runs perfect. So it's going to go bye-bye in the next week or two. I don't know what to do with that boat. I'm not a boat guy. The only thing I've done was I pulled the V6 out of it, put a 350 in it. It runs, but the whole outdrive and everything needs to be rebuilt, resealed. Never done it before. I've got the outdrive off in the garage, but I've never done it before, so I don't know what to do with that thing. I have the title, but I put a whole new wake tower on it, new Bimini top. I don't know if that's something you guys want to watch me mess up. Let me know. But okay, let's step back over to the garage real quick, and then I'll fill you in on what's coming up, and then answer some of the most asked questions we get in the comments or through Facebook. And for everybody that's been asking about Billy Ray, yes, we are hopefully starting on it soon. It's not going to be a project we don't finish and we don't, you know, continue with. For all you naysayers, it takes time, money, and space to work on this thing, and I don't want to work on it in this garage because there is no space with it in the garage. So I'm trying to get everything situated outside to where we can roll this thing out, start de-skinning it, and yeah, diving in. Plus, gotta make some money, and in this current economy right now, everybody's kind of hurting. Hoping that changes, but that's why we haven't started on that yet. But bear with us, it's coming. And for everybody who said that's a piece of junk, I don't know why you're keeping it, it's not worth anything, you might want to do some research. I mean, I saw one that sold at auction for, it was like $56,000. Granted, it was finished and fixed up, but this one doesn't need as much as it looks. It's cosmetic, easy stuff. I mean, it doesn't need but some new wood here or there, fix, you know, might be able to actually salvage a lot of the aluminum siding. It's so flexible and easy to work with. We can probably bend it back and keep the original stuff on here, put a door on it, and then of course we can do whatever we want on the interior. But yeah, so yeah, quit being negative. I mean, God, there's no point in being negative. It's my project, and if I want to finish it and I want to play with it, and it's something for me and my girls, yeah, quit being ugly. Upcoming projects, besides all the cars. There's a real nice old gentleman I consider family now. He's one of my neighbors over here. Old farmer, goat farmer. Has an old, I think it's a late 40s, mid 40s tractor. I think it's a John Deere. That was his daddy's. And it was parked a long time ago. But he came over and said, I'd give anything to see and hear my daddy's old tractor running again. So I said, you know what, that'd be fun. Let me know what you guys think if you want to watch me try and bring this old-timey tractor back to life. I don't know how long it's been sitting. I'm not sure how old he is. He's up there, but still gets around good and still sharp as a tack. So I'm guessing he probably lost his daddy 20, 30 years ago, maybe, or maybe longer. I could be wrong. But that's one project. The other project, which we haven't done on the channel yet, and I haven't done in quite a while, bringing back a Harley that was wrecked. Good friend of mine who's like my sister, she got into an accident on her Harley Sportster. I think it was a few years ago now. It's just been sitting in her garage in pieces, and she said, hey, if you want to take the Harley and play with it, use it on the channel or whatever and get it back on the road, that'd be cool. And I said, yeah, can I do what I want to it? And she said, sure. So if you guys want to watch us try and bring a Harley back from the dead, let me know, because we're going to do it. It's one of those things where, I either film it or I don't film it. If you want to watch it, I'll film, what we do to it. And we're talking fixing damage, getting it running again, paint work, the whole works, getting it something cool, and putting a cool, changing the style of it, putting our own touches to it. Maybe something gothic, evil, graveyard style. I think that'll be a fun one. But I think that's pretty much covers projects. Now, as far as questions go, people keep asking me, do I work? Yes. I have a retail store that I partner with my mother on, so we have a store. I'm also, I've been a professional photographer since 1998, which I've kind of backed away on because now everybody's a professional photographer. So I don't do as much of that anymore. And I also work in the film industry. I've worked behind the scenes, both sides of the camera. I haven't done it in a while. The last set I was on was a music video I produced for a local band. And that set was when Riley was a baby and her mother was still here. And so after we lost her in 2017, I haven't done anything production-wise. We are currently working on some concepts and some scripts for some full-length motion pictures. We do have 2 projects that we filmed a while back, still in post-production. We need to get those done. But so that's another thing I do on top of working on cars, and yeah. But as far as my history, and I've had auto shops, I've been a computer technician, I worked in real estate with my father for a little while. I've done a little bit of everything because I like to learn stuff. So yes, I do work. That's kind of some of the things I do. Now, the confusion on my late wife. Riley and Vivian do not have the same mother. That was Riley's mom that we lost in 2017 when Riley was only 6 months old. So since Riley was 6 months old, it's only been me and her. My oldest daughter was living by her mother up in Fort Worth till just a year or two, whenever she moved. I don't remember when she moved down here. A year ago, 2 years ago. And then her mother followed. Most people would think that's a horror story, but Vivian's mom and I are, to this day, she's still one of my best friends. We've always been best friends. It's just one of those situations where it didn't work out. We always had a great relationship, and she actually works for me part-time. So that's what that situation is. People were getting confused, I guess, because they saw the dates of my late wife's passing on the car, and Vivian being now 26 and getting married. They were trying to do the math, and it wasn't adding up. Yes, they have two different moms. So, but Tiffany, my late wife, considered Vivian like a daughter, loved her to death, and Vivian loved her to death. So that's what that is, and that's what that situation was. So yes, two different moms. But yeah, so it hopefully ends that confusion. But I guess we're going to wrap this up. I'm just doing little things around here, nothing worth filming, cleaning out stuff out of this truck, doing some vacuuming, might wash Loretta, the Avalanche. Yeah, it's nothing exciting going on right now. It's more prep work for everything we do have coming up. And of course, I got to do a few little things for my daughter's wedding, so going to be working on that stuff too. So yeah, real life stuff, not fun stuff, that's worth filming anyways. But all right, I guess we're going to cut it here, and we should be back next week with a new video, hopefully something exciting. Things get dropped on us last minute, especially with the Iceman around. I never know what he's going to show up with. So, but until then, yeah, if you ever have questions or anything like that, feel free to ask. Please be nice, not just to us, but to everybody. There's too much meanness, too much ugly in the world right now. We need more, niceness. I miss the old days when everybody got a howdy. But hope to see you again in the next one, and we love you.